Hi guys, it's been a while, but Skyline Scooter is back. Now with epic police car chases, hardcore action driving, and if that weren't enough, you can even run over innocent people if you're into that. Sorry, my bad. We got play characters for whatever fits your style. Streetmen, businessmen, businesswomen, housewives, and we even got pimps. But before we dive into all the new stuff, let's take a recap from the last episode. In the previous devlog I made a decision to take the game into a complete new direction and transformed it to this game, a kind of horror shooter. And most of you guys did not like this new direction of the game.
Bro, come on, leave this girl on scooter.
I like the aesthetics and the design of the
I
first
feel like the cartoon skater game has a lot more.
I'm not the biggest fan of this transition.
I even made a poll to see what you liked the most, and the result was very clear. And it made me kind of missing the original style with our blocky green guy when I realized you preferred it. So I made a new decision. To not make anyone sad, disappointed or angry, I'm just putting the red girl with the gun on the shelf right now and promise to revisit her in some way. But for now, let's get back on track with the green guy with the cap and try to make this a playable demo as soon as possible. Let us first take a look at what the status of the game was in the previous Skyline Scooters devlog. Up until now, the game levels have only taken place on top of buildings, and it feels like the game have to start somewhere else. The story behind how our player ended up on a rooftop chased by a whole city police force is still unclear. I mean, all the violence, there has to be a good reason. Oh no. Okay, stop hitting me. Stop. Aye. Maybe you just grew like a maniac on sidewalks and became some kind of enemy of the state. Anyway, I'm thinking street level. That seems like a logical place to start off from. Created a new scene and added some buildings that we already created in earlier devlogs. I then created a road texture, and this took me forever. I just couldn't decide on the road piece color. Eventually I had to just pick one. Let's say it's good enough. Some of you have commented that this game reminds them of Subway Surfers, and one cool thing with that game is the world bending effect they have. It really sets the atmosphere. I did use a similar effect in a game a couple of years ago where you played as a slime blob, sliding your way along some kind of pipe or sewer. This game never got further than the prototype phase, but I think the bending effect added a lot to the game feel. So I simply implemented the same asset into this project, and I think it fits the style we are going for pretty well. I especially like the fact that we can control how far off the player can see upcoming obstacles in the horizon. It gives us possibilities to bend the world even more if we like a level to be even harder than if the road is completely flat. In this level, the challenge for the player is to dodge obstacles when driving the street. For now, these obstacles is going to be taxis and police cars. I must say this was more satisfying than I anticipated and feels already like a fun level. But of course we will have obstacles that is even more challenging for the player than the taxis, and this is where the police cars comes into play. I created a police car prefab with a controller script that has several variables to control the behavior. The objective for the police car is to block the way for the player in various ways. And for this to work, I made public variables for distance to target before moving, barricade X, which is how long in X-axis the car is going to move, and also a speed parameter. Okay, let's try it out and burn some rubber. This is just a proof of concept, but it opens up possibilities to block segments of the road by placing several police cars on a row and then move them at the same time to make a barricade. This will force the player to make really sharp turns. I think this kind of obstacles is easy to expand upon and make really hard levels later on. For example, we can place police cars just around a corner to force the player to fast decisions and sharp turns. In the next episode there will be some crazy stuff happening that you don't want to miss. Do the things,
Subscribe, like, bye.